welcome back to Stocklabs for another market recap. We are through the first full week of September trading, and it was another down week for markets. Kind of opened up a little bit choppy to start the week, moseying around, up, down. And then Friday, we had a big option expiration, and market was down pretty good on Friday. So for the week, we finished with the Dow only down 9/10, the outperformer. S&P was down 1.8%, Q's down 1.8, 1.9-ish percent, and the Russell was down almost 4%, down 3.8%. So very soft-ish week. This is back-to-back down weeks to start September. So kind of the seasonality of a week September is, at least come in early. It's shown itself early here. We do have, I think, a Federal Reserve meeting coming up. So we'll see if that provides any sort of change in direction in the market or if it sort of continues down from there. But as far as the leadership stocks that we have this past week, they were kind of all over the place. So Tesla was up big, 12%. Amazon, outperforming, up 1.6%, 1.3 for Google, 1.3 for Meta, even Microsoft slightly up 0.5%. Well, then you had the other side. Netflix was down 10%. Nvidia was down almost 10%. Apple even was down 2-ish percent, which this was kind of right in line with the NASDAQ and S&P for Apple. But yeah, you see big swings in, double digit up and almost double digit down for some of these stocks. So all over the place. We'll see how they shape up. I mean, Netflix has been sort of an underperformer all year. You see kind of the performance is dragging compared to some of the other names. But Nvidia, on the other hand, was, has been the biggest winner, and it was also one of the biggest losers this week. So, not sure what to make of it at this point. For our industries this past week, breadth was kind of generally down. Median tech stock down about 5%, which is much worse than the NASDAQ. Even IWM was down less than 4%. So median tech stock really got hit relative to the overall market. I mean, a lot of things did. So industrials down 5%, healthcare down almost 5%, consumer down 3-ish, 3.5%, services down 3.5%. Financials hung in down 1%, and materials were only down 0.7. Crude had another big week this week, so crude has been on an unbelievable run. You're seeing a lot of stuff with the SPR kind of dwindling volumes over there, and foreign nations, especially OPEC plus, not providing any relief. So we'll see. We should be through the seasonally strong period for crude, especially now everyone's back to school. Parents aren't driving kids all over the place for, summer stuff and vacationing and all these things. So we'll see if that provides some relief in prices, but so far hasn't done anything. Gas price is high, crude price is high. Sticking around like that. Okay, back to our subsectors for the market. We didn't have hardly anything that was up. Nuclear and cannabis were up over 5%, but from there, nada. So on the downside, we have a ton. You see a bunch of semiconductors in here. This is not a good sign. We see some other software type stocks, tech names. whatever, a whole bunch of things. Solar, usually a high flyer. Saw Chinese burritos on here, biotech. Overall, we've got 49 sectors down over 5%. So, you see the market is kind of washing out a little bit. We'll see if that, if it's a trend change or if this was sort of a short-term capitulation. But going to breadth by market cap, go to 1 to 5 billion. 1 to 5 billion was down 3.3%. 5 to 10 billion down 2.9. 10 to 50 billion down 1.8. 50 to 100 billion down 1.5%. And TerraCaps 100 billion plus, those ones were down 68 basis points. So not actually that bad for the TerraCaps. So yeah, I mean, breadth was weak. We haven't quite seen, I mentioned on the previous screen that, it looked like market was trying to wash out a little bit, but you see like these very large stocks, they're not, generally you want to see something like, when everybody gives up, you have like a down 3-ish, 4% week or more on even the TerraCaps because people have given up. So we haven't quite gotten there yet, but for our intelligence for this week coming up, let's see, we've not a whole lot on the bullish side. So we've got bearish gold miners, we've got bullish Meta, bullish Fang, bullish trannies, and bullish material stocks. So decent mix, mostly focused on tech. We'll see if that helps anything out with the market. On the downside, bear technology is bearish. So again, bullish tech, bearish VIX, which is generally supportive of the market. Short ARK is bearish, so bullish ARK. South Korea is bearish. And Energy Bull ETF is bearish. Cloud Computing Bull ETF is bearish. Short Russell is bearish, so bullish Russell. And 1.75 times Apple long is bearish. So Apple is bearish. Okay, out of all of this, I would think that the market was going to chop around to start the week, especially ahead of the Fed. Most people will look for direction following the Fed, and by following the Fed, I mean usually the day after, not all of the gyrations that happen leading up to and during the statement and press conference and all these things like that, because, you see wild swings, up to maybe 200, 300, 400 handle ranges on the NASDAQ, for instance, which is not really that helpful in the moment. But I've been looking at this oscillator for Stocklabs, our overbought, oversold oscillator, and it kind of looks to me like we need to get down a little more oversold no matter what. So I would hope that it hits early in the week. Again, I said the same thing last week. If we could have gotten down to oversold and seen some capitulation, then, okay. But we never did. And then the week closed soft after chopping around. So we didn't make much progress on anything in the past week as far as maybe resolving some, positioning imbalances or anything. It seems like everybody's still in the same spot they were. So we want to see a flush. I want to see a flush, hopefully get this 6-month hybrid oversold signal in the market. And then ideally it would come either the day before or the day of the Fed meeting so that that's basically out of the way when it happens. And then from there, you should see some kind of mean reversion bounce. Again, September seasonally soft, so you don't have to marry your, any extra risk you take, just because we're oversold. But it's a chance to play a bounce, at least for a little while. So that's all from me. Hope you guys have a good week out there. Stay safe, and be back next week to see how it all went. Talk to you later. Bye.